So good. I mean, it was super sweet route. Like the bottom section was real scarce. Nice drop knees on the smearing, something I always like to do. Then I came into the crux, and I don't know, by that time, like, we're out of the wind down there, and it's a hot day, and there's no chalk ethic. It was really getting me. I was kind of starting to slime up.
Extreme.
I go in with this kind of a thumb press, and I'm trying to hike my foot up. I don't know, my mind just got to me. I mean, it wasn't that hard, I just should have stuck it, but I thought about it for a second and it peeled. It was 15 foot.
Fantabulous.
There's just something about the lake when you're able to look over your shoulder when you climb it. You just know it's there. It really brings in that whole circle of life feeling. You and the rock and the water. I mean, it's really where it's at for me. That's why I climb.
Banana hammock.
Some people ask, all people really, why I do this? If I didn't, who would?
Hello and welcome to my South Dakota Slideshow. This is going to be a slideshow of myself and three of my friends' trip out to the Black Hills in South Dakota to meet up with another friend to explore some rock climbing out there. Some introductions, myself, Ross Eckberg, my friend Carl Engebretson and his wife Abby, and then my other friend Matt Johnson. Most of our climbing trips seem to take around 30 to 35 hours of driving, so when we learned that this was only going to be a 10-hour trip, we were very excited. So we packed up Roxy at Matt's house in Eden Prairie to begin our journey. Of course, our journey wouldn't be complete without having booze along. Carl, he brews his own booze, so here's a couple of bottles of his delicious honey wine. Here are a couple of bottles of his white wine, and this would be a bottle of the cheapest crap that Matt could find at the liquor store. Now, I don't get to see these guys too often because they live down in the metro and I live up in Duluth here. So immediately our van ride turned into this huge like fest where we're all giddy and being loud and obnoxious and kind of wrestling and being stupid with the camera and whatnot. Out of nowhere, Carl busts out this crate of hard-boiled eggs. I guess Carl just has a real liking for hard-boiled eggs. So we decided to have a few. I don't know about you, I personally don't just enjoy a hard-boiled egg without some sort of condiment on it, So, I just did what I could. Carl, though, as you can see here, oh, Jesus, he really likes his hard-boiled eggs. I think Matt, he just seems to have some sort of a problem. So we just drove straight through the night, and we arrived at Jason's house, our friend, around 4 or 5 in the morning. We rolled in around 5 in the morning. We just let ourselves in the house and we crashed on the couches. Before I go any further, let me tell you a little bit about our friend Jason McNabb. We met Jason at UMD. He's originally from Rapid City, South Dakota. He came to UMD to go to school here, and then he has now moved back to Rapid City. He's a very good climber, been to a lot of different places. His nickname is Pounder McNasty. He says he got that nickname from his grandfather when he was a child because he used to bang pots and pans together. There is a rumor that I have heard that he once hit on accomplished rock climber Lisa Rands at a party in Joshua Tree. I located this Polaroid on Jason's fridge. He explained apparently that this was him and his friends wandering through the woods, and they just seemed to have come across a couple of naked women swimming. Since Jason wasn't there, he had to work that day. We raided his closet of climbing gear. Then we all loaded into the van and went to Perkins for breakfast. It all looks quite delicious. Indeed. Finally, we are out on the road, and we are heading to the Needles as our first destination. To get there, you have to go up this crazy switchback, and there's just sign after sign of like 15-mile-an-hour curve, 10-mile-an-hour curve, 10-mile-an-hour curve. We got to this one point where just this sign, low, narrow tunnel. And as you can see, it's just this hole that they drilled out in the rock that you gotta squeeze through. It's kind of neat. Here we are rolling into the parking lot for Section A of the Needles. This place is super awesome. The parking lot is right next to the climbs. You can get out of your car and start climbing. There's another tunnel just drilled out into the rock where you can drive through. In the summer, tour buses come through here, and a bus will attempt to squeeze through this hole, and it's actually known as the bus traverse, where as the bus is passing through, you jump from one side onto the top of the bus to the other.